Okay.
All right. Well, here we are.
Here we are.
We are back podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of missed it.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
It's been a little bit. Well, we've been a little bit busy.
Yeah. We took I want to say intentional break, but it was kind of unintentional. We just realized that we were overwhelmed with some stuff that we had going on in the background, which we're excited to talk about now. It was kind of like we were keeping a secret.
I know. I know. Well, and so we had to close down the network because we just didn't have enough time to do all the things, right?
Yeah, the bandwidth.
I mean, but I love this part of our work because I find that it's like you're sitting in a room full of people, but it's just you and me sitting here because we're sharing ideas and stuff like that. So
yeah, but we did miss our collective people.
We did
listening to them.
Yeah, exactly. And we did get called out on a couple of times.
Yeah.
I'm not podcasting.
Our hiatus.
Yeah, our little hiatus. But so what have we been doing while we haven't been doing this, right?
Yes. We've been developing and recording Transitional Pathways.
Right.
Which we kind of leaked at one point.
We kind of leaked? Okay.
I kind of leaked it.
Okay, I have to call you out on that. You said it. Because I even remember looking at that podcast and looking at my face going,
yep.
What? Okay, just going to let that go.
Yeah.
She leaked it.
Yeah.
But
it was so much part of the work that we were doing and the energy work that we were doing with ourselves. Because I know at that point, while we were developing it, the experiences that I was having were pretty profound.
Right.
And so it was hard not to talk about it because that's where my brain kept reverting back to.
Well, that's the work.
Yes.
Right? That's the personal work. And then when you develop coursework to help people with their personal work, you have to do the work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and as Capricorns, the word work is not a 4-letter word to us.
Oh, right? No. It's one of my favorites.
It is one of my favorites. So it lights me up, right? And Transitional Pathways is shared work between us. And it was something that came out of experience that I had. And then I had to test it, right? Because I was like, well, is this really something?
Yeah.
Is this really something? In the energy world, right? And in the self-development and in the authentic self-work. Is this really something? And it pulled me into one of our favorite questions, which is the question of trust, right?
Yeah.
Like, can I trust this work that this is really something? So I think that's part of what pulled us away from doing this because it was pretty intense.
Yeah.
Pretty intense self-development work, right? And I don't want to scare anybody.
No, but that's what it is. And when you're doing both sides of it, so we weren't just experiencing it, but we were recording and talking about it and building, that as a whole other level to the work.
Well, and we're sitting here today doing the podcast, right? Quite honestly, to calm my nerves a little bit because we're going to roll right into, after we record this podcast, we're going to roll into recording Transitional Pathways 1. Yeah. Right? And the other part of the busy work that I have to give you props for is not only do you participate in the work and help create the work and all that kind of stuff, but then you are our tech person who is recording and then editing all the videos and stuff like that. So we do this work and then you have all that work to do.
I feel like it's a trade-off. So you're the one that developed a lot of it, wrote the manuals, wrote the coursework, wrote the meditations, and then we talk it over, we experience it, we teach it, and then we record it and put it out. So it's almost like you're passing the baton.
Well, and let's not forget the little bit of work of the website to make it shareable, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So now you did a lot of the research work to figure out what was going to be the best platform for us to use to develop the website.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we even had that little bit of growing pain of when we were doing that, what were we going to do with the website that we had, which was an experience. Okay.
Yeah.
That was part of my job the first time around, was to do the Reiki website that we had.
Yeah.
And then we talked about changing it, and then the name changed, and then the name changed again. And, this rebranding thing is a process, because that too is part of the spiritual work, right?
Yeah.
Aligning what you're naming something to go along with the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. So my mother is coming into my head right now, because she was an English major. And so she was literary and all that kind of stuff, read all this stuff. And I think it's Shakespeare or somebody who's like, what's in a name? What's in a name is important.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we're trying to break away from titles and stereotypes of energy work.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So the website that we have is Transitional Pathways Reiki.com. And we left Reiki in there. Why? Why did we leave Reiki in the name?
A couple reasons. One, from a purely website development, was that transitionalpathways.com was available. That was the logical part of it. But we always come back to Reiki, and it's a spiral for us. It's one of our healing spirals that we don't want to be limited by Reiki, because the energy work and the courses that we're developing is so much more, but it always comes back to Reiki as the foundation.
Well, because it's a current that runs through. It's an energetic current that runs through. And I think that's part of, I think you had this question when we first let this out, right? Somebody said, well, what if I'm not interested in doing Reiki, or that's not my thing? Can I do these classes? Well, yeah, absolutely you can, because it's a current, it's a thread that runs through the work. It's the energy that runs through the work. That doesn't mean you have to study Reiki in the traditional sense of learning the practices, the symbols, the techniques to go do Reiki on someone else. Because this work is not really for working on anyone else at this point. It's for working on yourself.
Yeah.
And so the landscape that we talk about in Transitional Pathways aligns with the energy of the symbols that are in Reiki, and certainly the energy of Reiki, because Reiki is universal life force. And I think a lot of people kind of, let me back up. I don't want to say that a lot of people breeze by that, but it's what's in the name. Reiki means universal life force.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the Reiki tradition, universal life force. In another tradition, it might be spirit. In another tradition, it might be the highest heaven. It might be, the breath of God, right? Which then you get into that whole place of, well, Reiki's not a religion. No, but there is this universal energy that runs through everything.
Yeah.
And that's what's got us jazzed up about this work. It's like, I'm like going, I feel myself. I'm like, la, 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 la.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about the introduction to Transitional Pathways.
Yes. So we just released that officially as an online course. So we've been talking, I feel like, forever about putting courses online and doing courses online, but we never really did.
We never really wanted to.
No.
We resisted it.
We did until this, which is how we know that that's part of our real work, is we actually got it done.
Yeah.
Which I'm super proud, because that was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work.
And so both of us, and Amanda too, are super excited that it is out there.
Yeah.
It's online, ready for you guys to experience. And yeah.
And so you can find the introduction to Transitional Pathways on transitionalpathwaysreiki.com. But there's something really important too that we have felt in our offerings that we always, do I want to say gift something? But there's always an offering that's available to the public without purchase.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we want you to test the flavor of our style. Again, I'm going to call you out, but I'm kind of calling myself out too. How many things have you purchased as far as coursework, study work?
Oh yeah.
That you purchased and that you didn't finish, right? Because you didn't align with the instructor. It wasn't the right vibe, right? So what we did here was we set up the introductory course at a nominal fee.
Yeah.
We have a special offering price right now, but then we also put one of the meditations that's in the course out there for free so that you can get a taste.
Yeah. So you can see what the energy's like, what the meditations are like, what the landscape is like. And then the introduction course is an introduction to the energy, an introduction to the landscape. And again, it's a little bigger taste than the free meditation. But so you're not dumping a bunch of money if it's not aligned with you.
Right. And we won't take that personally either.
No, our energy work isn't for everybody. And we know that.
Yeah.
But we think it's pretty special. So
it's true. Well, and the design of the website itself is pretty simple.
Yeah.
Okay. It does have some beautiful landscape pictures. I mean, and some languaging around the journey of it, because it is a process. Your inner work is a journey, and it's something to be excited about. It's something to explore, and it's not the same for every individual.
Yeah.
Right? Your inner landscape is yours. What your landscape looks like in there doesn't necessarily look like mine.
Right.
But we can talk about it, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Because we have landmarks. We have things that we call it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I still remember when I took the intro class. So you and Amanda taught it first.
Right.
Because you guys were working on it and I was working on something separate. And I still remember just sitting there after the intro and I'm like, yep. This is it. This is a thing. And I actually scrapped what I was doing.
Right.
Because I believed in this work so much. That's going to be coming later. But I'm getting lit up. Chills all over my body. But that's how much I believe in this.
Well, and like I'm getting teary over that because like that level of support that you gave me, that affirmation. Because I mean, I've studied a lot of things. Oh
yeah, we both have.
I'm the perpetual student, right?
Yeah.
And the language of it, and to say that I don't know how it exactly came to me. I mean, because I would say it was channeled, and I would say it came out of a shared experience, but it evolved into so much more, and it just kept coming, right? With each time I went into a meditation, there was another thing that came back, and then I would transcribe it and I would send it and I would say, what do you think of this? And then you and Amanda would try it, or you would experience something else and you'd message me and I'd be like, okay. And that process, like I am totally a different person now than I was before Transitional Pathways.
Yep.
Like the amount of healing that has happened because I've sat with the things that are inside of myself, right? Without looking to someone else trying to fix it. Now, okay, that's a point I have to bring up because there was a moment during Transitional Pathways when I was developing it, and I said something to you, and you stopped sending me Reiki because you thought I didn't need help.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I was so engrossed in being in the inner landscape.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you can give me Reiki. No. I'm saying that I don't need someone to tell me how things are for me anymore. Where before I was always like, what do you think? I would, I was always a person who would validate some of my feelings and things with my closest friends or practitioners that I would receive work from, right? But I made that statement, and I remember you pulling back like, well, I'm not gonna. Yeah. And I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's not what I was saying. Right. I was thinking out loud saying, this work that when you really honor yourself in this way, in the landscape of yourself, so the meadow, and when you sit in this very safe place within inside yourself. And I think that's the part that's like, I've got the Home Alone thing in my head. That's the silver tuna barf. That's the juicy bit of recognizing that you have a sanctuary inside yourself. The
sanctuary.
It's profound. It really is.
I agree.
So the Reiki thing, let's come back to the Reiki thing, because we've had the conversation. You don't have to be a Reiki practitioner so in Transitional Pathways in the introduction, there isn't Reiki symbols in there.
No, Reiki isn't involved with the energy work for Transitional Pathways intro.
Right.
It really is just an introduction to the energy. And so you could take just the intro.
Right.
And discover yourself in the meadow and do the meditations and be completely fine. Right. It doesn't have to go any further. You don't have to get into the Reiki part of it. But Transitional Pathways 1 and beyond is where Reiki does come into it. And we attune you to the energy of Reiki, but it's not in the traditional way. Like, we're not attuning you to be practitioners. It's more, to me, the attunement is just opening your energy to, like you said, the current that's already there. Because everybody has that within them.
Right.
It's just turning on like what is the radio thing? The frequency.
The receiver.
The receiver.
The receiver. There you go. Use words.
I could see it.
The receiver. Yeah. It opens you to the current. Now, behind the scenes in the introduction, right? There, the current of energy is there. The universal life force is there.
Yeah. So
if I don't use the word Reiki, if I just say universal life force is flowing through all this work, well, anyone can take it.
Yeah.
That's interested. That's called to it, right? That's curious about it. Like, are you curious about being your authentic self and finding a way to build that confidence in yourself, right? Because so healing does have to happen in order for you to be your authentic self. Like, let's truth be told.
Yeah.
The world happens around you and to you. And when you step into personal work that you're committed to, revisiting frequently, going into yourself and saying, how is this for me? Can I just look at this and sit with this without trying to change it,
without trying to fix it,
without trying to heal it? A miraculous thing happens. Healing happens.
Yeah.
Because you're allowing it. You're witnessing to yourself who you are, how this feels. You're accepting your emotions, your thoughts, your judgments, your perceptions, right? And stuff happens.
Yeah. It's pretty beautiful. We're trying to explain how this work develops and what to use it for, but it can be used for so many things, and so many things can happen, and everybody's journey is so different.
Yeah.
Like what you found and what I found, what Amanda found, and the other people that have taken the course.
Yeah.
It's all been different.
Right. Yeah, because we did test this out on some folks in person. And what we did find, okay, so one of the reasons, I think this is an important clarifier. One of the reasons why we went to the online format is because it's a lot of content.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot of practices. And to do it in one fell swoop, like traditional Reiki classes would be in a weekend or whatever.
Yeah.
I think you get on system overload and then you don't know what to do. Whereas how we've stepped it out, we've broken out into modules. It's self-paced. So, you know, you could breeze through all the experiences if that's you, hyper focusing, want to get through all the content and then go back and do it. You can do it that way, or you can pace yourself over time, over 6 months, over a year. You can take as long as you want.
Yeah.
And come back to this over and over again, because once you have it, you can revisit the videos and things like that.
Yeah.
And I think that was a piece that we were finding in the way that we had been teaching classes before, is that we put so much into our classes that you can't possibly retain.
It can be a little intense.
What?
I know.
Well, okay, so we can be intense. We're beautifully busy minds, right? Spicy brains, neurodivergent. And I think that is also who this curriculum, coursework, self-development, whatever you want to call it, leans towards, because, you know, we've been left without tools for so long. I think the neurodivergent people,
especially in this space.
Yeah. You know, like I can remember my first Reiki class, I was overwhelmed.
Oh yeah, me too.
You know, and thank God Reiki just comes in as it comes in, it meets you where you are, because, you know, I was spinning that first class.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I've said on another podcast that my Reiki 1 and 2 were in one day. So like,
that's crazy.
You know, the funnel came in and then I was just like jazzing for weeks.
Yeah.
So I think we really did do something beautiful here by pacing it out this way, by offering it in step by step. Now, because we are Capricorns, you do have to complete the modules in order. You can't skip ahead. You can't read the end of the book.
No.
You have to go through. Once you complete the first video, then you'll get the next one. And it's because there's steps involved, right? There are practices involved.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah.
And on that note, I love that the landscape changes each time. So we give you the meditations and the steps, but then you go and you practice it for yourself, and it changes every time. And that keeps the neurospicy brain engaged.
Yes.
Because it's not like you're following a strict meditation over and over and over again.
Right.
And the whole time you're doing the meditation, you're like, oh, it said to go off to the right, but I'm going off to the left. And then I see a waterfall, and is the waterfall supposed to be there? This work, it's whatever your brain sees,
right,
is for you.
Right.
Which I think is awesome.
And that's another note. You brought up the seeing thing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
this came from a mind that doesn't see visually. And I meditate. However, and this is why I needed to test the content, because I had it like narrating, you know? So what I was seeing, words, or the story, I was hearing the story being told. I was walking through the forest. I was coming up into the meadow. I was sitting in the meadow. I was seeing, you know, picking dandelions or whatever the next thing was, right? And so that's the beauty of this too, is that how you as an individual experience meditation, whether you're the seer or the non-seer, I think it works for both.
Yeah.
It works for both.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. how do you want to wrap this one up? Because we've got work to do. I mean, not for nothing. Like, I could sit here and talk about this all day on the podcast, and I'm very excited to do that.
Yeah.
And we've got some recording to do because we've got Transitional Pathways 1 to release soon. So not to rush the process.
Yeah.
But I think we're ready to record that.
I think so.
Yeah. And I mean, every time I talk about Transitional Pathways, I say the same thing because it's really important to me. To have the love and support and the validation and the collaboration. I was like, what's the word? Collaboration that I've had from you and Amanda.
Yeah.
Like words can't even express my gratitude. Like I'm getting teary. I'm getting teary because when something is meant to come forward, right?
Yeah.
And you're uncertain about it, but to have people who say, no, this is really a thing.
Yeah.
No, this is it. It's so powerful. It's validating, but it's really, I think the words that really come to my mind are, it's the pure essence of divine love and kindness and compassion. Because when you meet yourself inside, the self-love is a piece that really comes forward from the Meadow. And then once you actually have that, because I know there are a lot of people in the world who don't like themselves, or they don't like parts of themselves, right? We all have parts of ourselves that we don't like.
Yeah.
When we can sit with those parts and accept them and just witness them, not change them. Like, we are not asking you to change a flippin' thing in this work. We are just asking you to sit with it, be with it, accept it. So my gratitude, really heartfelt, to you and Amanda, and of course Fiona, who is laying on my leg right here, my emotional support dog, who I am her emotional support person. Yeah. Anything else there? No.
I am honored to be a part of it. So thank you. And yeah, beautiful things have happened this year.
Well, the fire horse said,
yeah, let's get going.
Let's get going. Giddy up, buddy.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, we're going. All right. Until next time.
Until next time.